Do-Rag Wisdom here, folks, and welcome to Y2K 18.05.23. Just 167 days until the midterms. I'd like to first tell you, folks, that we are already in a constitutional crisis, and we'll be talking more about that. We have to get our heads out of the sand. The doctor has given us his diagnosis. He's given us our chance whether we're going to live or die, and he says we're having a constitutional crisis, and if we don't deal with it, we will die. Our country will die. It's already started. He's attacking the FBI, he's attacking the Justice Department. We've got to band together and stop this Trump-in traitor. In the meantime, we can do this. We can stop creeps like this, who already owns his own, like, to me, he owns it. Fox. He doesn't own it, but it's like he owns it. It's like his propaganda outlet. We are creating, folks, our own Orwellian ministries of truth. Of the four government ministries in George Orwell's classic 1984, the Ministry of Truth, dedicated to lies, is one of the most important. Its job is to keep the public in the dark, to make them as dangerously ignorant as possible, and to indoctrinate, brainwash them 24 hours a day. The protagonist of 1984, Winston Smith, works for the Ministry of Truth, and his job is to rewrite history so that the INSOC line lives forever within the brainwashed minds of the oppressed populace. The novel depicts, among other things, a state-owned media dedicated to making its viewers as mindless and as stupid as possible, with telescreens that watch you as you watch it. Corporate control of our society, as prophesized in the movie Network, is here in all its totalitarian oppression. And they have our media in their oily hands. If we did not have a mostly evil, selfish, and greedy rich running our planet, folks, I would not be afraid that only a few of these rich bastards run our media. I wouldn't be afraid. Nonetheless, that is the case for our reality TV lives today. We have evil, mostly evil, wealthy bastards in the world. Look around you. Man, if I had the money they had, believe me, I try to do what I can to make things better in the brief time that we have, and the only time we have. Now, you don't have to take my word that we have greedy, evil people, rich people running our world. Please look it up and understand that all the public information we get is in the hands of a minority of rich people. I don't care if their names are Murdoch or Bezos. Again, all our public information is in the hands of a few rich people. And most of these rich people could give a shit for mine or your families. We are stupidly creating our own Orwellian 1984 Ministry of Truth. Sinclair Broadcasting, a pro-trader, pro-Putin media corporation, is trying to buy up as many local TV stations that they can, so they can disseminate their right-wing totalitarian poison far and wide. We already have a totalitarian network in Fox News. 40+% support their propaganda and consider it truth. Truth. We all better get the F out to vote this November, or see the end of our democratic republic for all time. Now, one of my favorite motion pictures is The Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 1956. The pods invade. Well, I feel like this right-wing crap, so-called populist, they use that term populist, that's another Orwellian thing. They use that term, and they're really pods. and the worldwide move to so-called populist fascism is reminiscent of the invasion of the body snatchers. I believe everyone should view it, please. Back in the day, Disney was a movie and TV studio, and then it also became an amusement park. Full disclosure, I used to enjoy going to Disneyland when I was a kid, but began to sour on it when I read E.L. Doctorow's The Book of Daniel. Always, I never was the same after that's why we should get rid of books, right? After reading the Book of Daniel, I was never the same on Disney again. And he was right. In our era, Disney is one of the media pods, a blob swallowing up as much of our information that it can. Disney already owns ABC. Now it is going to take over some of Fox's outlets, including FX. FX, by the way, folks, is one of the stations responsible for the second golden age of extended series and miniseries, including The Shield, The Sons of Anarchy, Nip Tuck, The Strain, American Horror Story, The Americans, Justified, and Trust, among others. Now that Disney is acquiring FX, they promise what? I can imagine a real Mickey Mouse goofy format with plenty and minuscule intelligence. Disney should have stuck with movies and theme parks. I don't need to live with them 24 hours a day in my public media, in all my TV stations, and in all my magazines and newspapers. Totalitarians do not take our lives overnight. They spread their cancer subtly and surreptitiously. If people allow themselves to be apathetic and ignorant, they can lose the freedom that they have before they even know it. The totalitarians like the Sinclairs, the Murdochs, to a lesser extent the Bezos and the Disneys want us to be a little ignorant so that we can be receptive to their messages and to the idea that the media is just too big to be in the hands of too many people. You know, I mean, isn't Comcast doing a wonderful job? They run MSNBC, among others. Universal, too. Great. And say, maybe one day we won't need all these people because our government will finally be subsumed by the greater media empire of the greedy Koch brothers, say, for example. The other rich scum who now own our media will be convinced to sell out because money is the most important thing in the world. So that the future generations can awaken each morning to only one TV station and only one radio station and be subjugated to one fascist idea and be destroyed. We have the evil rich running and ruining our lives and our planet. We do not want them having a monopoly on our media ever. And right now, just a few of them do. That is a nightmare. That is totalitarian. And again, in the news, we are already in a constitutional crisis. Trump is demanding an investigation of the FBI for investigating him. The traitor uses the Orwellian with impunity. He has his own TV station in Fox, so to speak. He uses doublethink incessantly. He attacks so-called fake news, and he is the master of fake news. Trump is trying to obstruct the Russian investigation while trying to create his own attack called Spygate. Doublethink. He was persecuting President Obama during every moment of his time in office, and now the traitor Trump scum wants us to believe that he is the victim of a witch hunt? And when you have a right-wing media backing up his claims, the truth simply disappears into a bottomless pit.